I guess that's where that went. Okay. Whoa. Shoes bright. Okay. Wow. This is a fragile yarn. Maybe it's not that fragile. Maybe it's tingly. Okay. So I'm putting a little vapey vape over here. Out the way. I'm gonna de-brain this skull. It looks pretty cool like this, but I think it needs to be put back together again. So now the skull is empty. It's just silver on the inside, which I assume was the color on the outside before they painted it. I'll put that on the floor and trip over it later. Sounds like a future me problem. Okie dokie. Let's get this show on the road. So, you may notice something different about me. It is the color of my hair. Depending on when you finished or last watched me, it could be a number of many things. Who knows? A number of many things. Wow. Descriptive. So I'm going to wind this up. This is the Spun Colors. Did I keep that tag? Did I rip it or something stupid like that? I feel like I can't decide if I look more or less crazy with yellow hair and no eyebrows. I feel like I should draw something on, but too lazy. And it's nighttime. Okay. Spun Colors. And the color for final reference is autumn. So I'm just going to start spinning this yarn. Sorry, it makes the table kind of shaky. This is a cheap table and I'm on carpet, so it kind of does that. Now, because this is a roving yarn, I'm not putting too much pressure on the yarn itself, because it could tear in some thin spots, or it could frizz up some more and felt. So we don't want that. You might, but I don't. So my damn yarn. Yeah, I'll get to the life happening soon. I knew that brush was gonna be the fucking ruin of me. So rude. Okay. What did I even use this brush for? Oh, probably for painting that didn't quite work out because I got aggravated because I'm bad at it and I forget every single year. I always get a wooden thing like you see Frankenstein back there behind the dream catcher. Yeah, I always get a wooden thing, and Frankenstein's monster and his bride are all black. I just like the silhouette look, but I got this really cool sign that says poison, So I really wanted to show it off, and like the poison is like another layer of wood attached to it. So it's gonna look really cool once it's done in theory, but I'm just not very good at painting details. At least not in acrylic. It's not my medium of choice. So it's really cool to feel the yarn going from thick to thin. It's very sensory, very relaxing. Okay, we got a little knot here. So I'm just going to be fairly gentle with it. More gentle than I normally am with yarn. You all know how I am with yarn. I'm like, but yeah, I just don't want to ruin this yarn because it's nice yarn. See how different I am with nice yarn? I like treat it nice and I like talk to it nice. Give it lots of praise. It's got a praise kink, so I like to encourage that. Yeah, so this, I'm glad I brought this up because this is definitely, if it did not up, it would be a nightmare to get loose. So the end is always hard because all the ends are ass over tea kettle. But you use your hand, this is all fucked up. You use your hand to keep the tension. This is what happened. It's what's right here. Came undone from its little holder. This is actually a really nice ball winder. I don't know why anyone would need like a nicer one than this one. It's the Knit Picks one, which I guess is already like a decent one, but the only reason I could see you needing a different one would be that you wanted to make bigger cakes because it doesn't exactly have the size capacity to make like huge cakes. If you're into huge cakes, which I am in real life, but in knitting and crocheting, I'm just fine with smaller cakes. Yeah, see, it's just like tons of loops that are intertwined. Okay, I'm gonna make sure that's correct, and then like it's instant. Yeah, so lots to catch you up on. I don't even know where we left things. So it's going to be really interesting trying to catch you up on it. I think when I last streamed, I haven't put it in my pre-recording videos because I'm not quite sure when I'm leaving for anything or if I'm ever leaving. So yeah, it's just kind of a mess. And by kind of, I mean for real, a mess. So when I take it off the ball, take it off the winder, it's still got the hole in it. So I'll take the tape that it comes with and poke it in the center. This helps keep the integrity of the ball, which is importante. And also you know what yarn it is. So these are the two balls. These two yarns have been called into question for how they work, if they're comparable. I would say, like, at the very least, like, if you can't afford spun colors, I would say this is definitely an alternative. So this is Premier Basics Multi in the color Harvest, I believe. It's the one that looks like this. And it looks exactly like Red Heart Fall. And I imagine it's the same. Because Premier, like, I think a lot of yarn dyers are the same and they just distribute different places across the world. So I would say this is a great yarn. It's very usable. If it comes from Premier, it's probably going to be a bitch and a half to get the yarn out because for whatever reason, Premier yarn hates me and likes to be very difficult to get. Now this is Spun Colors. This is not 100% acrylic like this is. It is 65 acrylic, 35% superwash merino wool. I never really used a lot of wool before, so I didn't like it when I first touched it, but the more I worked with it, the more I actually really loved it. It was really exciting to work with, and it's roving style. So instead of being all the same width like this yarn, this is a 4-weight yarn. If you touch it here, if you touch it there, if you touch it there, it's a 4-weight yarn. This yarn is thinner in some spots, thicker in some spots, and it just adds extra texture to your project. As comparing like the colors I believe on this one appear brighter, but working up this shows up brighter, if that makes sense. Because when I was working on making my leaves with this, they just kind of had this like dull effect. Still cool, still fall, but like this, they had like a little bit more like vibrancy. So, if you care. Oh, sorry, Rigger. I'm not used to looking in these shoes. Daddy, sorry. Didn't mean to kick you in the face accidentally. Okay, so we have some things that ought to be addressed. So let's see who commented on what. So I'm always interested in like the videos of like you know, like how many things I crocheted in a week, and it's like they crochet like 500 things, and I'm like, I crochet maybe one thing a week. I'm so much slower. So I found this ball of yarn. So there's kind of like an L in the hallway, and I found this ball of yarn on the ground in a different room, and I was like, what on earth happened here? And then I just found, as I was cleaning up to get ready for this video, my other end of this yarn that I had secured off. Now, I had secured off this end because it's very difficult to find the end once it starts, becoming this, because all of the little thingies, the little danglies that are cool, they look like ends. So I kept this on it to keep track of it. And what I think happened, so I'm gonna have to hide this yarn. What I think happened is my cat thought it was a toy and perhaps drug it down the hall because it was just like it was connected from my desk like all the way into another room. And I was like, whoopsies. That was unfortunate. I ended up not doing the half green. I figured I'd be yellow for a little while, or at least, see how I feel in this Barbie world, and see. And I feel like, I don't know, maybe it's the short hair or maybe it's the color of yellow. Like it's bright. Like I'm not gonna deny that it's bright yellow, but I feel like it's like less neon than it was before. Like I feel like it's bright yellow but not neon yellow. And I kind of like neon yellow a little bit better. But who knows? It's whatever. The color will lighten up as I wash it, which will reveal a lighter blonde than this is dyed. So it should get lighter as time goes on. But we will see. I still have this huge thing of green hair dye. I'm so surprised that it's so big. I was not expecting that. I thought a celebrity's name was on it. That's why it cost so much. No, it's because it's fucking giant. So I'm really excited. They probably sealed it. I imagine they sealed it for packaging. Oh, that is pea soup green. Oh my gosh. I wonder if I can smell it through the package. Sometimes, sometimes they have a really nice, smell. Oh, yeah. Oh, that smells so clean. Oh, that smells so clean. So good. And it looks like snot. It looks just like snot. Looks like witch's brew. I love it. Okay. Gorgeous. Excellent job, Brad Mondo. So let's see. So I'm gonna work on some packers. I put a sale in my Etsy store. Um, I don't think I have any patterns in my Etsy store yet. Still working on everything, and I still haven't put that ghost pattern up. I don't know what's holding me up on that one. Um, but yeah, I need to put the ghost pattern up because that's passive. And then I did a 15% off sale, which is probably the worst idea I've ever had, but I decided to do it and I'm sticking with it. But just to get some people in the door, maybe some people who have been interested and everything. So I did it from the 15th to the 30th. And so just half the month and just half the month. Anything could happen in half a month. Um, Half the products in my store are already made, so it's not the biggest deal. Um, so we'll just have to kind of wait and see what happens. So I think since last time I saw you, let me crochet while I'm gab. So I'm working on, I believe, a 5-inch chan stripe. I did the most adorable one the other day. It was today. Um, what is it saying? Reconnect. Oh, reconnect your Facebook. Okay. Um, so let me see. I did the cutest. I did a rainbow packer, but it was 3 inches. And usually I find rainbow packers like the way I distribute the colors, like it's kind of because most of the time they're 5-inch orders. That's pretty much the average. So it's like a 5-inch order, and this is not 5 inches, by the way. It's close. But it's 5-inch order, and then there's the scrotum, and so because the scrotum takes up so much space, the purple and the blue are kind of like on an island on their own, while the rest of the colors do all the work. And for the 3-inch, I actually got to distribute the colors. So it was kind of like 3 colors on the scrotum and 3 colors on the shaft. And I was really happy with how it turned out. I should have taken a picture because it was so dang cute. Oh my gosh. I think I'm gonna have to send a picture of that. Put a picture up of that one once before I sell it. Okay, let me get on the fucking website or the app. Okay, so I did the rainbow packer. I also made a change to. So the weird thing is, I can't change variations, which is very weird to me. Like once I do them, they are cemented in time, and I cannot change them. I don't understand. You used to be able to, and then the update before last, you stopped being able to, which was very annoying. Because sometimes you're like, hey, I can start making this in more fabrics, or hey, I can start making this in more yarns, or whatever, and you can't do that anymore. You can add the same type of variation. So let's say you had blue and yellow before, and now you have pink. You can add pink, but you can't say add frills or no, don't add frills. You can't do that. So it's really annoying. But I did. kind of find a way around that, because they have a section of personalization, and you can make personalization optional or non-optional. So I made a personalization for how, because I thought about how I wear my packer, how I like my packer, and how some other people might like their packer. Because so basically, I have uh, light, medium, and heavy, where it's the amount of stuffing. It's actually the amount of stuffing that's in the ball sack, but I just kind of described it as like the amount of fullness and like the whole piece. Um, because like for me, the way my body's shaped, like I like a smaller one. But for other people, based on their body shape or what they want, they might want something fuller. I think I'm gonna keep the shaft being pretty compact and full because I just want it to travel and wear and wash well. Because like otherwise it's gonna be deflated. They're gonna have to buy another one. I mean, like while that's good for me, it's not good for me if they have to buy one all the time. Like that's not the goal. I want them to have like one for every day of the week because they enjoy it, not because they have to buy a new one every week. Okay, so this is 5 inches. This is the trans stripe. So yeah, I always kind of keep track of my stitches vaguely, as to how I do the striping. So let's just get to it. I feel like I need to get up and get something, but I don't know what it is. Oh, I'm gonna show you the smaller rainbow stripe because it's cute. Let's see. Okay, so this is the 3-inch rainbow packer, and like you can't tell me that this is not just freaking cute. Um, like it's nice to have the distribution of colors. I really like because like blue and purple are really close in color, and in tone. So sometimes it's really hard to notice the difference in the colors. So I'm really, really happy the way this turned out. I never thought I. This is a different order than I normally go to, so I think this might actually be my new order because I'm obsessed with it. Okay, so so this person or requested a medium packed um, packer. Um, so let's see. Um, I I was kind of thinking today. I've been worried all this time about like how I'm gonna get like the amount of yarn I need to treatment, and I was like, shit, I need polyfill, and polyfill takes up so much room. So I was like, this is gonna be a bigger problem. So yeah, we'll figure it out when we get there. But like, I was like, shit, this is gonna be for real. And then I think I'm gonna do a vacation, but on my Etsy store when that happens. But here is let me before I forget, I do want to mention. So as many of you know, I had to cancel my streaming fundraiser for To Write Love on Her Arms. It is a charity I'm very passionate about, and they do a lot of great work in helping people who are struggling with addiction or self-harm or suicidal ideations. They do a lot of great work. So I do have a function, a fundraiser. I do have a fundraiser going on. If you look in the description box below, it is TWLOHA. It's the my words are slipping today. It's in the description box below. But if if you want to donate to that cause, please feel free. It is a good foundation that does a lot of good work, and they're a foundation that I, obviously it's very close to home right now for me, and actually pretty much all the time for me. But I also signed up for another fundraiser, which gets a lot more attention, which is a lot more readily talked about, and that is breast cancer. And it is with Susan G. Komen. And it is like a craft fundraiser. I don't really know how it works. To be honest, they're being pretty mum on like, is that the right way to put it? I don't know. They're being pretty silent on like kind of how it will work. It sounds like they might release a pattern once a week that you can do, or you can do your own patterns, but like whether you release them or like whether you like send them to the to the organization or not, like it's all pretty unclear, but we're just in the middle of September, so I'm sure details are to come. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I signed up for it because I was like, oh, it's like crafting, and I'm gonna have time for crafting no matter what I do. So I signed up for it, and am doing that as well. I don't even know if I set a goal. Probably was like the default goal of whatever that was. Um, I think just spreading awareness. Like I said, this is probably one of the most successful charities out there. So, if you had to choose, if you had to choose two, you'd pick the one that meant the most to you. I'm not going to tell you who to vote for, or who to put your money behind. I'm not going to tell you to do that. So yeah. But yeah, I also have that charity on my in my description, so you can check both of those out. If you feel like giving, if you want to give, if you can give, please feel free. As far as I know, they're both good foundations to give to. October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, so that's why I said we probably have a little bit of time to hash out the details while the end of the month approaches. Because I'm kind of I want to do to write Love on Her Arms, and I'm sorry, I don't know why I'm so burpy. I don't know what happened. I think it's like literally all the stress. I've never had a stress belly or whatever, but like my insides are becoming outsides very quickly. And sorry to give you those details, but need to be said. Needed to be said. It's 8 stitches, right? Yeah. I don't know why I even check the pattern anymore. Um, so, yeah, my stomach has been unwell today. I don't know why. It's pretty rude. But I had a date day with Melanie, 5, 6. 7, 8. So Mel had this idea, because we like to drink. I wouldn't say I mean, we like to drink pumpkin beer, but we don't drink a lot of it. Like for me, it's one of those things that I taste it once a year and I'm good. Um, so like I guess like we like it. But then and then we also had this. So I found this beer. I found this beer a couple weeks ago, and it was like peach. It was like it wasn't a peach sour. I don't think it might have been. I don't know. But it was like really peachy. It tasted like peach juice. It was so good, and so I was. Oh, so she got the idea because like peach being more like a springy summer drink, and pumpkin being obviously more of a fall drink, um, that we should do like a touring through the seasons type of event, type of kind of date, like movie date. We played one of our favorite deck building games, and uh, then we let's see, then we just watched TV. Let's see, we watched an episode of American Horror Story. um, I like kind of have the hots for Evan Peters, just normal stuff. And yeah, so um, yeah, we watched one episode. I'm finding that like I'm actually, maybe it's because I like built it up like so much in my head, or maybe just maybe my tolerance for horror is growing. Um, Probably not. I think it's probably like the style. I'm sure that there are some seasons or episodes that I won't be able to get through or watch, but so far it hasn't been too um, bad. I Yeah. Um, so yeah, I'm glad that I started watching that. Um, but I'm trying to watch more scary things, more horror. I know the Goulet Brothers Dracula is coming back soon. They posted on Instagram, and I'm super excited. Um, and I guess, yeah, so let's skip down to brass tacks. It's been half an hour. I guess it's time to get to it. Has it been half an hour already? That's crazy. Um, so I have been looking at inpatient, residential, PHP, which stands for partial hospitalization. Um, Basically, it's residential. Residential is where you live there and you go to classes for 8 hours a day, and then you go and socialize and eat dinner and then go to bed. Theory. PHP is the same, except you don't socialize, hang out, or live there. Um, and then IOP which is intensive outpatient, which is about 25% of PHP. So all of these things I have done before. And I have a bunch of people telling me, you need this level of care, you need this level of care, you need this level of care. It's very confusing, and it feels like everyone's kind of passing the buck on me, which, I understand you want success rates, and I'm probably not going to be one of them, but like, that doesn't mean I'm not going to make you money, because I will be there a lot if I can. Um, I've been in treatment in the past 4 years, I've been in treatment so many times I cannot count. I actually do not know. It's so many. So, uh, so yeah, so that's been like a little bit, a lot of it distressing. So the latest news is a place in Massachusetts. Um, so, uh, it, um, I don't know where it is in Massachusetts. They told me, but it wasn't Boston, so I didn't know what it was. um, or Salem. Mel did say like if I um, like when she could come up and like pick me up, we could go spend a day in Boston and like we could do or spend a day in Salem. So that was pretty cool. That's a bonus. But so they recommended, so I guess it's the same people who have the facility. So they own a facility that does residential care, and they're recommending me for 2 weeks of residential care, which I am very like suspicious about. Because like the main reason, just a heads up, in case you were wondering, the main reason this is really like a Tiffany blue. I actually never noticed that, but yeah, like a nice like robin's egg color. I think that's what it's called, robin's egg. Lost the tag, or it's probably up there somewhere. Um, so I think it is called robin's egg. I don't think I would make that up. That doesn't sound like me. Um, so so 2 weeks. So being in residential, it typically is about medication management and overall stabilization. Now, it is a fact that I'm not stable and heavily need some, so not a bad idea. However, 2 weeks is a pretty um, short time for them to be like, okay, wrap it up. Um, you know, so I talked to a person there today. He called me and I was like, he was like, you have any questions to start? I was like, yeah, this 2 week thing, like, this is kind of weird, right? Is it just me? And he was like, yeah, this is pretty unusual. Don't hurt yourself, baby. It's got your eye. Um, he was like, yeah, like most people say 4 weeks. And even then, I was like, that seems like a little lower than like normally or like what I've experienced, but like, whatever. Like all the residential treatment centers I've stayed in have been about 3 months. It's two different residential treatment centers, so 2 weeks is kind of alarming. He said 2 weeks was, yeah, something that was different for him, but it was just about like what kind of like medication management and stuff like that. But their plan is just to get me stable enough to become part of their PHP program, their partial hospitalization program. And so the one of the costs, which it feels too good to be true, I don't feel like I can trust it. Like my gut is telling me not to trust it. So I'm not sure, like, and like, I don't know what that exactly means, but like, I guess it's because I've just been screwed over a lot by the medical system and ended up with a ton of medical debt and whatnot. So maybe it makes perfect sense why I don't trust it. But but I but yeah, but they said, so first they were like, yeah, we usually work with a nonprofit who can fund like flying someone out to Massachusetts and that and then it's like, do you have to pay it back? Because like that is often a big thing that they don't tell you is like you'll have to pay it back sometime. Hi, welcome in. I'm just working on a trans stripe packer. I finished a rainbow one today that I'm in love with this little one. I think it's the order of the colors. It's like it's doing it for me. It's just so cute. Normally I complain about the stripe packers, but not today. This is super fun. And I put a sale on my Etsy, so I'm having a couple more orders come in. But so uh, let's see, what was I saying? So they were like, okay, this nonprofit will fly you out and like have you, cover your Uber for the drive and whatnot. And I was like, okay, and I don't have to pay it back. Okay, that's cool. Like, still, like, in the pit of my stomach, I'm like, like I'm a little nervous. I don't know, and then for the PHP program, so the partial hospitalization program, they want me to be in there for 6 weeks, and after the residential, and which is definitely more normal. And that so with PHP, like I said, it's like residential, but you go home at the end of the night. And like that is there are some pros and cons to that, but the biggest con is that you are not in the place that you live. So you can't you don't have a home there. You can't commute there every day for your, you know, classes and stuff. So, so they put you up in an apartment um, there, and they're like, "Oh, we'll cover that." And I'm again who is ultimately paying for that? Like, like what? Because like I know for a fact insurance doesn't cover that. So like, why don't you tell me who's gonna pay that bill when it comes due? Because I would gladly like to know. Um, so yeah, I just it's been a lot. Um, so an itch right here. Um, so yeah, so that's the latest. Is like that's my most viable option is in Massachusetts. Um, again, like I'm having like serious thoughts about, what I need and what I like how I'm gonna travel and stuff and whatever. And then I have other thoughts like how much yarn should I bring, and um how am I gonna fit this much polyfill, into you know my bag, and also have like I probably have a carry-on for clothes and then a big huge checked bag for yarn and polyfill. I think that's probably what it may end up happening. So yeah, I that is the update again that no one asked for. But if you're around for it, if you're just coming in, so I am still currently doing the To Write Love on Her Arms um, fundraiser. I'm not doing the 6 hour marathon at the end of the month because I don't know if I'm going to be here or not, and I don't want to build it up and then not show up. So I'm still doing the fundraiser. It's on Facebook. So if you look in the description below and you find the TW, wait, TWLOHA. It's a fucking long name. They should have shortened that thing when they started that. fundraiser. It is on Facebook. You can donate there. That's the only place that it is. It's not any other place like what's that place that everyone um, asks for hospital bills? I don't know what it's called. I'm laughing because I mean it's I don't know. I just see it a lot. But yeah, so it's just on Facebook. Um, I'm also so starting in October, I will be doing the I guess like craft for a cause for the Susan G. Komen Foundation, and that is for breast cancer awareness. Because October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Also, it's Spooky Month. So I figured, if I was around, I would do it. If I wasn't, then at least I would have a fundraiser set up. So the link for that is also in the description below the one that's happening right now. They haven't released a lot of information about uh, the fundraiser. Um, because some people were asking, like, is this like, are you gonna sign like a craft that we all do, or like are we just crafting, and are we just taking pictures, or like what do you want us to do? And so like I feel like a lot of details haven't been hashed out. I feel like they just pushed out like, hey, we're doing this fundraiser, and I feel like details are to come. But because, like I said, October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, I think that they're going to have a lot more details by the time that October actually rolls around. Yeah, so I'm doing both those fundraisers, knowing full well that I might not finish either of them, but that's okay. Hi, Lydia, welcome in. Um, so yeah, so there is that going on. And really, I'm trying to maintain my mood and my attitude the next couple of days. I really got burnout yesterday. I woke up at 2 a.m. and I was awake all day. And from the time like it was like 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, I was like on the phone with everyone I could talk to. Um, uh, and then being like going through all these intakes for these places and then being turned down, and like just one after another. I just was like a series of failures, and just was like tragic to watch, and it was so painful. Like it just was a pretty miserable time. So I think that I'm trying to like manage myself well, but I don't know. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, I'm not doing too well on that fact. In fact, I was talking about earlier, I'm probably going to seek, well, I am seeking mental health treatment, so I probably will have some time away from streaming. I've been uh, I've been recording lives um, so that I can. I'm not recording lives, recording because that doesn't make any sense. I've been recording like pre-recorded content to be able to release slowly while I'm gone, because I don't know what access to different internet, uh, or like if I'm gonna be able to have electronics. Like some places don't even allow. Like one place in Florida. Um, Here's the thing. So in Florida, you can't have your phone, your laptop, or your hormone replacement therapy. So that's why I did not go to that one, because they would not let me take my testosterone, and couldn't understand why it was important to me. And I was like, fuck all of you. Okay, so I'm giving this a little snippy, and I think while I'm like in like a little kind of pause moment, I'm going to wind this up because since it lost its tape and most of its shape, it's kind of just become like a mat. And I just don't have time for yarn that doesn't cooperate like I want it to. It's hard from this direction to see how to put it in. How do I put you in? There we go. Nope, no. What am I doing? Okay, there we go. Okay, so I have my yarn winder here. Off screen, can you see it? You can't see it at this angle. Um, it's not yarn barf. It's pretty organized actually. It's just you know how when you buy like sugar and cream, it looks like this. Well, like and as you use it, it starts to get smaller and smaller and just kind of flatten, like it deflates like a balloon. So that's all this is. So it's not like tangled or anything. But like if I don't do something about it, it will be tangled. So I don't think I have. Let me check. I try to keep all of my yarn tapes because I want to someday do something with them, like make something cool looking. So, um, let's see. I um, okay, sugar and cream. No. Oop. Yeah. Okay. Don't have it. I'm gonna put a different color, even though it this is for the color black, but it'll still work. Just to hold um, a hole in the center for me. So something that I like to do is once I've wound, and a lot of people do this, so I'm not like a genius that invented this or anything. Um, but I will work on winding my ball. So that's step one, wind your ball. I have the Knit Picks winder. And I was saying I really like this one. I think that its only downfall potentially is that it can't do really large yarn balls, but um, for me, like I'd rather break up something into two than have like a giant one that I'm gonna have to do again, and I don't know. So I'm trying to keep my tension kind of even. The thing about yarn is it doesn't slip easily by itself, so it can be kind of a task to just wind it, but that's okay. We still love cotton. I think I said yarn, but I meant cotton. Sorry if my table's shaking. It's just a cheap table and it's on carpet, so you'll notice that it shakes more in here than it did in the other room, but the other room was just not right. It was not right in so many ways. Okay. So earlier I said I think that this color is called robin's egg, but now that I'm thinking about it, I think it's called sea glass. It's very, very pretty. I use it for my trans blue. It's more like a very, very light teal, like blue leaning teal, but it still has like some green to it. But it's the best light blue I think that they have in the jumbo super savers, or not jumbo super savers, jumbo sugar and cream. So the thing is, once I get to where I'm getting, I probably will not have access to buying yarn. So it's kind of like what I bring is what I make and what I, that. So, yeah, I have to be really conscious of what I bring with me. Like I'm working on like a big spider web, and granted, I'm gonna be if I go to this place and I do the whole program, like both programs, I'm gonna be gone for Halloween, which is devastating, devastating to me. Also, I'd be gone. You hear that? That's my little baby creaming. Um, but I'm also gonna be gone for Mel's birthday because Mel's birthday is the second. Um, and so that blows. And I don't think I've ever been gone for one of our birthdays before, so it's really I don't like that feeling. Okay, this again, getting into the end of the yarn, it just becomes very not knotted, but it becomes just all the loops start collapsing in on each other, and they get very knotty. Naughty as in. But yeah, so I made this today. I'm pretty proud of it. It's a 3-inch rainbow packer. It is super cute, if you ask me. And it has, I did the colors in a different order than I normally do, and I just actually really love the way it looks. I think it looks amazing. So I'm super excited. Is that the reason you're not having your surgery? Um, uh, the reason I am not having my surgery is, hold on 1 second. I just need to check something. Um, okay, so I wrote 2 days ago that I wrote it on my uh, I wrote it on Army of Weirdos. I wanted to know if I had more detail on Army of Weirdos. I don't remember because I didn't remember how much I had shared. It's kind of personal, and I know I tend to get pretty personal on here, but I uh, if you want to get gender affirming surgery, then you have to go a year without having any suicidal ideations that take you to the hospital. And I went to the hospital in February, and they just found out. That's why they canceled my surgery. They are not willing to budge, even though my mental illness and my gender dysphoria are completely different issues. They, yeah, it's a very harmful rule, I believe. Um, so I I am not doing well. I have not been doing well. I've been trying to keep going and push through it, but it has come at a cost um, that I don't really want to talk about. And I need to go seek help. So that's why. Okay, so I wound this cake. So I usually leave a very long end and I wind it around. I think I described this already. It's not rocket science. Okay, and then I take the end from the top and I pull it off the yarn winder. So it looks like this. And then I have, this isn't a very substantial yarn tape, but that's okay. Works just the same. Just to keep a spot in the middle so that the tail doesn't disappear again. But yeah, so this is how I keep a little bit of track of what is going on. Now I need to do pink. Pink is the next color of the trans flag. So I will let you in on a secret. Okay, so so normally when I make my packers, I use the color Coral Rose, which is this color right here. Now, if you go to Joann's website, this color looks very, 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 very different. It looks baby pink. And thank you, Lydia. I appreciate that. Um, and it looks baby pink. So when I ordered it online, because I had to order things online to be able to pick them up, because I was like in a time crunch. Or actually, no, I was trying to set up the picture of it online for people to choose from, and I picked this screenshot to have as the trans color. And when I picked it up, I was like, this is fucking orange. Like this is orange. Like it's pink, yes, but it's also orange. This is true light coral. So I was so mad because the description was so is such a lie. So I've been in person and I've picked up this color. So this color is rose pink, and it is much more of a light pink than the other, but it also has like a little tinge of purple, which doesn't look great with um, It's not bad, like, it's fine, but so when I started this, I started making it with this because this is all I knew about, and then I have had to, once I found this, I bought it because I didn't wanna forget that this existed and what the name was, and, so I haven't used this at all. I'm gonna finish this one, and then I'm gonna switch over to doing it with the rose paint because I just feel like it's truer to the color of the trans flag. Um, so, when you are adding trading colors with a yarn, probably know this, but if you don't, you work your stitch to the last step, and then you detach your string that you were using, and you add the string that you want to use, and you just pull through, and it makes just a beautiful transition for the colors. It's nice and seamless. So I'm going to um, now, this can be a little bit of a hard time if you use a piece of string like me as a stitch marker, because you're kind of juggling a bunch of different strings. So you are going to take your working yarn and do whatever stitch comes next. You want to encapsulate these ends so it kind of secures them, weave over them, but you don't want to weave over your end that is your stitch marker. So just a quick lesson for you. So um, I talked about doing. Oh wait, I haven't posted that video yet. Oh shit. Um. Okay, never mind. I can't talk about it yet. So I have a bunch of stitches that I want to um teach. I've had a fun time teaching stitches. I don't know if any of you have tried it or tried any of the stitches. I believe I have 2 or 3 stitches, and then I have a whole short series on beginner crochet stitches and topics. Um, so if you were interested in that, if you're a beginner, please feel free to check those out. Some of the stitches are not for beginners. Some are for more intermediate uh, beginners. But if I can do it, it's not that complicated. Anybody can learn it. Whether or not I can teach it well is the question. So I have a couple ideas of what I'm going to do. I'm going to, I still don't know when or if I will be going to a treatment facility. Um, and I don't know how long it will be. I don't know where it'll be. I don't know anything. Um, Nobody tells me nothing. Um, so I, I'm gonna take a little puff of this little sucker. This thing charges fast. Breaker, stop it. Nope. Thank you. This is no nicotine in it, by the way. Going back to that life. Um, but let's see. Yeah. Yeah. Let's see. There's so much. I have 2 foundations that I'm raising money for right now. In what month is it? September. We're doing stuff for To Write Love on Her Arms. it is a charity that is very near and dear to my heart, especially right now when mental health is such a struggle for me. It is a mental health focused charity. If you are interested in donating or you just want to learn more about the charity, you can go to the fundraiser link down below. It's the first fundraiser. I'm laughing because I have two fundraisers going at once, which seems silly. It has a bunch of letters, TWLOHA, and oh shit, I'm not following the pattern. We're just like do. Um, so uh, let's see, and then invisible decrease, right? Yeah. Okay. So that is a um, a fundraiser that I am doing to raise money for people in need. If you can donate, if you want to donate, please do. Um, and uh, it means a lot to me. If we get to the $300 goal before the end of September, I'm going to do a giveaway whenever I get back or whenever it's done or whatever. Um, so there could be a yarn giveaway. Um, so that's something to look out for if you're looking to donate a little bit of money to a great cause. And then I'm doing a charity, like a crafting for charity for the Susan G. Komen Breast Cancer Society. And hold on one second. I gotta count because I can't count otherwise. Oh shit! I fucked it up again. Okay. Um. So. Oh wait. It was right. It just looks wrong. Why does it look wrong? Okay. Okay. So. Yes. So. The second charity will be for breast cancer awareness. Now, heads up, this is probably one of the most funded charities in the US. Um, it is very popular. And I'm not saying that, you know, being popular is a bad thing for a charity by any means. I'm just saying that this is one that definitely gets more support than the other, if that changes your opinion at all. That it's not a dig by any means. I wouldn't have been doing a charity thing for them if I thought they were not worthy. Um, so they haven't really specified what the rules are or what they're doing, like if they're releasing patterns every week or if they want people to send pictures and they'll share them. I don't know. I don't know the situation, but I do know that there is a monetary fundraiser as well. So if you want to do your own fundraiser, or if you want to um, um, donate to mine, whatever you feel more comfortable with, that is available as well. But most of my pitching of that will be in October, assuming I'm here in October. Um, So let's see. Invisible decrease. So, so yeah, that is what's going on the fundraiser front. I really wish that I could have made both of these events and you know, uh, just, yeah, like events and fundraisers more, oomph than they were, but it just wasn't in the cards, and I just gotta accept that. I have a lot going on, and I think this is kind of the last thing I need to worry about. So, uh, yeah. 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, that's great. Yeah, I mean, like, cancer is, unfortunately part of, like, so many people's lives, and, we really, I think, take for granted when it hasn't touched our lives, how, truly, impactful it is, to, um to be able to help people out like that and come together and do a fundraiser for cancer. So that's great, Lydia. Sorry, I'm not really, like, my words are, like, kind of weird. Yeah, I'm having a off day. Okay, so I'm going to do a single crochet in every stitch around. So I don't do a jogless join on my packers, and for a long time I've said it's because I don't care. And that, admittedly is a part. Like, I really don't care if there's, like, a little bump in because I do continuous rounds, or I work in the round in when I work on my packers. Cancer's in your family. I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, that's really tough. Yeah, my dad had cancer last year. Luckily, they were able to remove it all, and they are keeping an eye on him with regular checkups. So um, hopefully, we keep that under control. But cancer is ugly, and anything I can do to support people in that time, I am glad to. So. But yeah, so if I don't go to treatment, I do have some fabric coming. Um, but I haven't made one before, but I was gonna make one for my surgery, which is so sad. But I think I'll make it just to make it, and then also maybe I'll sell it as well. Where I would make mastectomy pillows. If you don't know what those are, so a mastectomy is when they remove, um, I believe, all of your breast tissue. It can be in one breast, or it can be in two breasts, or however many you have. And so they remove the breast tissue, and you have to have and this is part of top surgery if you are F to M, yes, whatever I am. So basically, so you have, like, two tubes coming out of your incision, I guess, and they have, like, little bulbs on them, and they catch lymph and blood drainage. But sleeping, existing, sitting up, ribbon key. Oh, that's so cute and so cool. That's great that you do that. And there's so many possibilities for that. That's really great. Um, uh, but like, so it's very uncomfortable to sleep. So what the mastectomy pillow does, it's about this high, kind of right where your breasts are. Um, and then they're that long, they're cushioned, and then they have kind of like armpit divots so that you can fit your arms in there, and then it goes back up. So it's kind of like a U on either side, and then a flat part in the middle. So I was going to make one for myself because why? Um, the crafter's motto of why make something or why buy something for $5 when I can make it for 25 is very true. But I I am sell them, then the money will go to cancer. That's so great that you're doing that. You're so sweet and you're so thoughtful. I'm sure people really appreciate that. That's a really great thing that you can do for people. Um, I didn't see that you were working on blankets. Okay, so I am at the next row. I'm gonna move my stitch marker up. Um, I've said it before, I'll say it again. I don't really like, if you make these, I don't like, or just any small like amigurumi, I don't like locking stitch markers or these little curly Q stitch markers for small amigurumis. They're great for other projects. I actually really love these for knitting. If you're knitting with a medium-sized hook or less, they just slide over and you don't have to worry. Like, and because they have like the completed rings, right, that you can knit with and they'll go back and forth and whatever. But like if you make a mistake and it's in the wrong position, you're never getting it out of there. Like, so I like that they slide out. But let's see. So we're gonna do a single crochet. Um and then we're going to do an invisible decrease. If you want to know this packer, or if you want to learn this packer pattern is made, and it's in the description below. It is a free pattern. Anybody can do it. Anybody can sell it or give it away for free to local LGBTQ plus centers. If you sell it, the author and I just ask that you are mindful of how much you are charging for it, because most of the time people who are in this situation do not have a lot of money, and being cost prohibitive is not, I don't know if I said that right, but is not cool. Just don't be that person, you know. But yeah, the pattern is available if you wanted to check it out. Let's see. Four, six, 7, 8. Cool. I can't wait to see your blanket progress. Let's see. So we're gonna do an invisible decrease, and then a single crochet, and then an invisible decrease. Yes. So, yeah. So I painted this. It is the phases of the moon. I originally painted it to be sideways, but it didn't really fit here otherwise, so I just had it like that. It's actually really easy to paint. So what I did is I just got a canvas, a long canvas. They're pretty much always on sale. Never pay full price for one. Like Michael's, I think is the best place to get them. And then I took a cup and in the middle, and I drew around it. So I had my circle. And then I went next to it. I drew around it. So I had another circle. And then I moved the cup a little bit over and then drew a circle around that. And then the wedge between the two circles would be the sliver of moon. So it's just drawn with cups as a stencil. And then I painted purple around it so it'd have kind of like a glow. And then I painted black everywhere, and then I put some gray splotches for the moon. Thank you for asking. Okay, so I just did that decrease. Okay, so we're gonna do 8 stitches. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, there was a big point in time where I was like really into painting on canvases. I'm not so much right now, but I was gonna sell some of I painted a bunch of different like flags, so like pride flags. But Mel thinks I should frame them. I don't think I need to because like they're on I don't know. I've never even like used them other than this time. I've never heard of them. But it's a canvas, but it's on like a really stiff piece of cardboard. So like it's pretty it's like this thick, but it's really really sturdy and so you could just like I mean, I don't know how you would attach it to a wall, but she says I should put a canvas on it and I'm like Mm, but now that I think about it, she's right. Yeah, she usually is right. I don't know why I ever doubt her, but here I am, down my wife. Okay, I'm gonna drinking. Okay, so now we're gonna start off with an invisible decrease stitch. I always notice the picture. Yeah, I do too. It just like, I know some people for them it's more like a spiritual thing, but um, uh, like, and, it is, for me too, but, like, I do really just, like, love the beauty of, like, the moon, changing, I think, there's a lot of symbolism, um, there's a lot of symbolism in the moon and how things change, And I think that's really cool to think about because it means that there's, nothing's permanent. This bad mood is not permanent. Um, this bad time is not permanent. And that's really like a helpful thought to have. Does it always help? No, but, one step at a time, right? 5, 6, 7. And then I believe I did 2 invisible decreases in a row. Okay. Okay. And then I'm going to do 7 single crochets. But thank you for commenting on my picture. Yeah, I really like it. The one next to it right there is a picture of a skeleton smoking a cigarette. I did not paint that. That is Vincent van Gogh. It is a print of Vincent van Gogh's picture that he did. So I will not be taking credit for that. 4, 5, 6. I got a crazy cramp in my pinky just now. Whoa! Oh, that did not feel good. Okay. So now I'm going to. Maybe I did too much blue. I'm always troubled by how hard it is to properly gauge how much you do of one or the other. Like it's always just like really challenging for me to just get it right. Okay, so I'm going to. Oh God, my pinky like shot on my arm. Oh, because I think I was holding it because my yarn's right here, and I. Oh, oh. Yeah, did not like that. Give me a break. But I will keep you all informed. That hurt happened to me, so I had to stop. And I'm like, yeah, I understand. And blankets are heavy. It's like so much yarn that you're working with. So yeah, I'll keep you all updated with the fundraisers. If you're just joining, yes, there are 2 fundraisers. The first one is what I'm working on in September, which is to fund a foundation called To Write Love on Her Arms. They do great work with people struggling with addiction, self harm, and suicidal thoughts. Um, so they are a great foundation. I want to do more, but I just can't. My mind's not letting me do that right now. So I'm doing a fundraiser for them. So if you can donate, please do. If we reach the goal, we're going to do a giveaway. And the second one starts in October, but I'm trying to get the word out now. It is for the Susan G. Komen Foundation, and it's for breast cancer awareness. October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and uh, um, it's a very popular one, but it is one that still needs, all the help it can get. Also, there's some like craft component that I don't quite know yet. So yeah, so if you're just joining us, that's what it is. And I may or may not be leaving for a while. I don't know yet, which is pretty frustrating for me. So don't know how you feel about that. But I wish I kind of knew so I could make plans. am I going to be home for my birthday and Halloween and Mel's birthday? I don't know. I just don't know. So it's pretty frustrating to not know. I mean, I always have the option to say no, um, and not do it, and save thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. It says there's two people here. Yeah, I mean, I don't know who it is, but yeah, it says there's two people here. But it shows different on different devices and streaming services and stuff like that. So yeah. Um, but yeah, so um, let's see. So I don't know where I'll be or what I'll be doing, but I'm just trying to get stuff done as soon as possible. I have set a sale currently going for my Etsy, um, and October 23rd is my birthday. Um, so, yeah. Uh, yeah, so we'll just have to play it by ear. I will try to keep you all updated on the happenings around here and just kind of what's going on. Um, if I stay, then I'll be able to work on a lot more Halloween stuff, a lot more patterns that I've been dying to work on. I have this one pattern that, so it has ribbon on it, and my cat wants to eat the ribbon because my cat has this disorder called pica, PICA, and it can happen in any animal, including humans, and it's when you eat things that are not food. So um, in my cat's case, he likes to eat things that are like meshy in like mesh in consistency. So he likes dryer sheets. We had to pay for a surgery to remove a dryer sheet from his belly before. He likes tulle. When I did my wedding dress, I did a rainbow underskirt. So, and my dress was black, and I did a rainbow underskirt. Um, and I had strips of tulle. They have those like rolls of tulle. So I cut 90-inch strips of every color of the rainbow, and I cut multiple ones of them until I finished the roll. And I did this. I did part of this at my in-laws' house, and my cat was there, and I closed the door to him. But for some tulle is very the edges of tulle are very scalloped and they catch on everything. So one caught on my pants or something and ended up on in the ended up somewhere. So my mother-in-law is in the kitchen. Thank you. I really appreciate that. I don't think I'm gonna be doing any stream things or anything like that. Those have not been working for me lately, and also I don't know when I will be here. So thank you, but oh my gosh. So uh I okay, so I said it earlier. And it's a really hard thing to talk about. Um, I, I believe you're in the army of weirdos, right? Okay, so 2 days ago, I posted, it was a really short post. It was like a sentence long, maybe two sentences, about very briefly about why I could not have my surgery. There's obviously more detail behind it. Um, I'm thinking about going into treatment um, as a substitute and also as a keeping the pot from boiling over. So, if that makes sense. Yeah, so that is suicidal ideations. Why will my yarn not go through this? Just behave. It's fine. I mean, like, honestly, like, I know there's all these acronyms going around, and if you're not in the mental health field, it's not something you encounter every day. Like, I mean, actually, like, I used to work in healthcare, and SI meant self-insured, so it was like something totally different. So, oh, that's great. I love that. I hope they're doing well. I miss Gage. Gage is a sweetie. Oh, did you tell Gage that there's a yarn for them at Joanne? Um, they're doing great. That's awesome. I'm looking up the yarn right now. Um, it's Big Twist Life. It's like lifestyle, but it's the anti-pilling. Um, I've heard some good and bad things, so I'm gonna tell you before I release the hounds on you. Okay, so let me click the right color. Uh, this is the non-binary color. They have a couple flags, but this is the non-binary one. So, uh, their boyfriend is going to move in with us. Oh, cool. Yes, and we are getting some. Okay, then. Okay. Yeah, I've heard just watch out for the washing instructions, because they are a little deceiving. So just in case you haven't heard. Mel is doing we're just getting through this, and yeah. You know, just being alive is a lot sometimes. And it's hard when your spouse is sick. So on top of Mel's existing conditions, which she's having a lot of pain lately, um, which I've noticed, and I don't know what. I can't remember. Michelle, you're not into witchy things, right? You're I, you're a Christian, right? No, I'm not gonna call you. I'm not trying to call you out. I'm just trying to say something, but I don't know how to say it without, like, you know what I mean. If you don't want to answer, you don't have to answer. I don't mean to be pushy or anything. I'm not contagious. Okay, so like basically, I just like the vibe. Like Mel's vibe has been off. Just for in the simplest terms, like Mel's vibe has been off. And not in like a you know she's been openly mean or anything like that. But like it's just like her like energy. Like if you could read like her aura, like it's like off. Like it's like when something you like you try some food and you're like, it's not bad, it's just like off. um, I hate to say that about my wife. Um, oh, you asked Lydia. Sorry, I confused the two of you. But yeah, so Mel's been kind of off. Thank you for asking. It's so easy for me to confuse you both because you're both so caring and sweet. So yeah, so for but yeah, so her vibe's been kind of off. Even before I had like this devastating news. I think her pain level has been pretty outrageous. Um, like as a example, and I don't want to talk too much about Mel because Mel is a very private person. So I don't want to talk too much about her. Not because I don't love talking about her, because I do. But she's a pretty private person, and but she has been complaining about her headaches lately, her migraines lately, and like Mel doesn't complain, like 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 that's how bad they are. She doesn't complain, and that's how bad they are. Raleigh. I will take him to look at places. I'll bring Rage and we can get together. Oh my gosh, that would be so cool. We could crochet. That would be awesome. If you know where in Raleigh, um, uh, actually, I can't make recommendations. I don't really have any tips, but if you have like a general city, I know where to suggest like city wise, but I don't really know more than that, like more than, a city. But like if you're like, oh, like he's gonna work in Cary, then you can be like, oh, well, he should live in like you should probably look in Apex or Fuquay, like stuff like that. Um, so yeah, so just let me know if you need my very helpful tips. And I can't wait to meet Gage. That would be awesome. So would Gage's boyfriend be moving in with you? Moving to Raleigh with you? Oh wait, okay. So oh wait, okay. Sorry, I'm sorry. Who? Okay, I think I jumped the gun. He graduated from state and his friend lives in Apex. Okay, um, okay. Yeah, I think I confused people. Sorry about that. Yeah, sorry. Maybe that seemed like psychobabble, but I promise there was good intention there. Um, so, while there are a few more folks in the room, I do want to mention that I have some fundraisers down in the description. The first one is going on in September. The second one, Jeremy is your son. Okay, Harley is the boyfriend. Okay. Um, so I thought you were moving down, Michelle, and I was so excited. I was so excited, and you crushed my dreams. Okay, so so yeah, the first one is in September. It is a fundraiser on self harm, addiction, and suicidal thoughts, which is very near and dear to my heart because that's kind of the life I'm living right now. So if we reach the goal of $300, I'm going to do a yarn giveaway, and you don't have to donate to be entered in the giveaway. But if we can reach there, then you can enter the giveaway. So we got to get there first, though. So if you want to donate, please click the link. It will take you to the Facebook page. The only place you can donate is Facebook. You can't Venmo me. I'm not a middleman. I tried that once. It was a miserable disaster. I got the money. We did the thing, but like, man, it was like chasing waterfalls. I need to transfer and have him moving out of, maybe moving out of state. I met someone. Ooh. I have always considered Nightdale like the armpit of this area. I don't know why. Maybe it's just the people that come out of Nightdale. They're all like icky. I don't know why. Um, I know people with sinuses and allergy issues are dealing with like headaches and migraines. I'm dealing with it. Yeah, there are so many causes of migraines and headaches. It is, I believe, if my statistics are correct, it's been a while since I've been on that side of the statistics, but I believe migraines are the number one illness. Migraines and headaches are the number one illness facing Americans, and uh, and many of them are undertreated because of how they are just kind of not really taken seriously. The stations are in Nightdale and North Raleigh. Yeah, North Raleigh is so expensive. Um, yeah. Um, so, so Mel has, do you know where I work? I knew where you did work, I thought, but then you got a new job, and I don't know if I know where the new job is, if that makes sense, and I don't sound like a bumbling idiot. Okay, taking my snippies. The worst part of treatment is no surprise. You can't take these fucking knives into FedEx ground. Oh, cool. That sounds cool. I don't know if it is cool, but cool. Okay, so take the white. So yeah, you probably told me that before. I'm sorry, I'm so forgetful. You'll probably have to tell me like 100 more times in in our friendship, so I'm sorry about that. Uh so I'm gonna have once I figure out what the treatment. Oh, I didn't finish talking about fundraisers. So that's the first fundraiser. If we meet the goal, we do the giveaway. No matter if I'm here or gone, we will do the giveaway. Eventually, it'll be a nice yarn giveaway. I call it nice because it's nice yarn to me. I won't be giving away like basic yarn. Like that's to me not fun. Like, if I gave you like big twist value, like, yeah, you'll use it, but like, are you excited by it? Mm, too, but I can do that anywhere. Okay, okay, cool. Um, so, yeah, so it would be some like fun yarn. It would be some yarn that's been discontinued, all kinds of things. So, yeah, so like North Raleigh, like I live like North Raleigh's up here. I live down here. Like I live completely on the opposite side of Raleigh, in Fuquay. So yeah. So the second fundraiser, is some kind of like crafting for Susan G. Coleman. Coleman, and they haven't really given much detail, but yarn from Sweden you can give away. Oh, cool. Well, we got to get to 300 before we can give away any yarn. And if nobody if does it, you can give it to me. You live in the Quay? Yeah, I do. Oh my gosh, I had to spell it to someone, and like I always like forget um how like it starts, because so it's Fuquay Varina for people who don't know. I will type it in the chat just so you know. Um, Many people lovingly refer to it as fuckway vagina. As you can see, not a stretch. Um, and when you spell it, you're like F you, and you're like, I just said F you, like fuck you. And you're like, okay, well, this is already going great. Cool. Party. Right. Nice. Holly Springs. Yeah, I am on the cusp, like right on the cusp of Holly Springs and Fuquay. But I have a Fuquay address. Um, so I live in G Vegas. I've never heard any refer to G Vegas, but it sounds. I don't know how it sounds. Yeah, so I'm making a striped packer. Just so you know, this pattern is free and is linked down below. You can, oh, Greenville, yeah. I do remember you telling me that. Sorry, we haven't talked in like forever, and I seem to have forgotten every detail you've ever told me. So, we have G Vegas towing. Oh, nice. So this packer pattern is for free. You don't have to do stripes. You can do solid colors. You can do different sizes. You can pack it differently, whatever you want. Here is one that I made earlier today that someone ordered. It is a rainbow 3-inch packer. I think it's pretty much the cutest thing I've ever made. I kind of want to put like eyelashes and glitter on it, but like I'm not going to because I'm going to sell it. ECU. Okay. Yeah. Um, Nice. Gotta love ECU and their parties are legendary. I've heard. Never been to one because I barely. I did most of my schooling at community college. But yeah, so yeah, what was I saying? Okay, so I'm having the second charity, the Susan B. Komen charity. So they are I've heard a good foundation. I haven't worked with them before. They're doing some kind of craft thing. They haven't really explained much, but they just dropped the fundraiser because it's the middle of the month. But I believe everything will start up and be more clear by the time we start in October. I don't know what I'll be here for. I don't know when I'm leaving. Excuse me. Sorry, I've been burping a lot. I don't know what's happening. I think all the stress has actually really upset my stomach, and like I've never had like a stress tummy, but like this has not been a good time for my before I graduated. Yeah, I went to community college and then I took some time off and then I went to aesthetic school. I practiced aesthetics as a waxer, and then I went back to school in Charlotte, and yeah, I mean, it's a great way to save money. I highly recommend it. I think it's super awesome. You know, and also the classes are easier. Just frankly, the classes are easier. You can get all your classes there, but they're easier in my experience. Unless you have just a terrible teacher, and then no matter where you are, it sucks. Um, so I keep my stitch marker in there, even though I have a color change and I have a stitch change, just because I like to be sure that I'm putting the the tab in the right place. So if you don't wear Packers, even if you do wear Packers, you might ask why the tab. So the tab has a couple different functions. One, it separates the two parts of two of the three parts, I guess. The tab is one part. Two of the three parts of the packer, which is the scrotum and the shaft. It helps with maintaining the fold. Otherwise, the thing would just like stick straight out, or it would go up. Because like crochet tends to be, tends to go in one direction. So also how you pack it does make a difference. So just to keep that in mind, that's in the pattern too. The great pattern notes. I was a pattern tester for this, but I will take credit for almost none of it because it was very well written from the start. I just asked questions like beginner, like, how friendly is this for beginners and stuff like that. So I wish I had had more experience about how full to pack it, because I disagree with how they say to pack it. But anyways, if you want to know how I pack it with polyfill, let me know and I will tell you more. But the pattern is free. So uh, Michelle, if Gage wanted to wear a packer, this would be very easy for you to make. Use a 4-weight cotton. You can also use bamboo. You don't want to use any like acrylic blends or anything like that, because they're not as sanitary and easy to clean. Even the antimicrobial ones, they're just not as breathable. And like, trust me, you want as much breathability going down south as possible, because I have worn silicone packers before. They're very heavy. They like drag your pants down heavy, and you're like you're wearing a belt and you still have to like. And then also the silicone on your skin is so hot, and it's already a hot area because like you've got uh, your groin and your legs all meeting in the same place, and it is warm. So the last thing you want is something hot. So these are perfect. So I don't know if Gage is interested in a packer. Not everyone who is non-binary or trans, or anywhere on the spectrum wants to wear one. But if they do want to wear them, they're very easy to make and they're free to make. You just have to go to the pattern below. You can also sell them. The writer and I both ask that you make them affordable, because most people who are going to be wearing packers generally do not have a lot of income. And that's not what I want to say. Just are more likely to be like disenfranchised, maybe is the better way to put it. I don't know. They worded it way better than I did. Um, so yeah, uh, they're easy to make. They do use what I consider an odd hook size. So they use a 3.5 millimeter hook size. It does come in the Clover set. If you use Clover Amours, it does come in the Clover Amour set. Where is my little metal guy? Is it in the? Is it somewhere else? Or is it here? We will never know. Okay, so it's a 3.5, which if you are an avid furls user like myself, that is super annoying because the streamlines don't come. Okay. Okay, ooh, have fun. Ooh, my voice has been doing weird things. But yeah, so the furls don't go down to 3.5 except the candy shop, which is done. Yeah, Clovers, it's a size C hook. Wait, no, that's not right. It's an E. It's an E, if I'm not mistaken. Anyways, it's 3.5 millimeter. But yeah, if you have a 3.5, it's fine. I mean, you can, even if you don't have one, you can go get one for usually like 40 to 60% off at Joann, or you can buy them on Amazon for cheap too. Cool. Well, enjoy your game. Tell Gage I said hello. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're doing well. I feel like I'm getting some more positive energy vibes from you since last time I talked to you, so I'm really happy to hear that. So, or feel that. Happy to feel that. So, yeah, love you, and I'll talk to you later. Okie dokie. And then there was one. It's an E. I'm using to make a hat out of 2 strands of sock yarn. Oh, okay. Oh, so you're using it. Okay. Yeah. I was like, it's an E? What's an E? I forgot already what we were talking about. Yeah. Okay, love you. Talk to you later. So I'm gonna be listening to some music. Not music. I mean not music, music. While I craft. Because I'm trying to get these done as just quickly as possible because I want to make sure that I'm ahead of the curve when these come due. Because I might have to be like on a plane like Monday. Who knows? Like it's like the turnaround for some places has been that quick. So I don't know what the turnaround is going to be. So I need to be ready to go. Um, uh, and yeah, so well, I'm not tired at all. I feel like so this is raspberry green tea crystal light, and I feel like because there are crystal lights that have caffeine in it, and I usually avoid those around bedtime because Mel gets mad at me that I drink them. But and I swear they don't affect me, but this one is raspberry green tea, and I'm like, I feel like a little wired, which is weird. I know green tea does have caffeine in it, but it's not that much caffeine. Um, especially compared, like I could usually drink a coffee and go to bed. Lately, usually my or I don't know what I'm trying to say, but my sleep's been weird lately, anyways. So you all know that. Okay. So, so basically, I'm hoping this is a good spread of the colors. I'm, I feel like it might be pretty good, but I might be like way wrong. Who knows? So, the pattern suggests stuffing it before you go into the shaft, but I don't care that much, and I don't like fighting with a lot of stuffing right around where I'm trying to put my hook. So I usually just kind of do it later. I do change the colors of my polyfill depending on the project. If it's light colors, which I'd say 9 out of 10 of my projects are using lighter color yarn, or things that would look better with white polyfill. So, sorry, this is too loud. I was like, why can't I focus? I was like, because it's really fucking loud. Um, but there are the projects that do take a darker polyfill or darker fiber fill, and you can find black fiber fill at Michael's. I believe online you can get it at Joann, or you used to be able to, but I've never ordered it because I hate Joann's shipping fees. And a big box, no matter how much it weighs, is going to be like so expensive. Um, so you can get black fiber fill from Michaels, and that's great for like the purples, the blues, the browns, the blacks, obviously. Um, so um, that's how I decide what fiber fill to use. Most of it's gonna be the light stuff. But if I make a black packer, I really don't want to use white fiber fill because you'll see it through and it will look like polka dots. So, so because we are doing a 5-inch packer and we are doing 3 colors, we need to, what's 5 divided by 3? Like 1 2/3. Is that right? I honestly, it's sad because I used to be like a whiz at math. Like I was a math major, like literally, and now I can't even do like simple addition and stuff. It's really sad. Okay, calculator. 5 divided by 3. Okay, 1 2/3. Okay, so we're gonna, and they're not gonna be perfectly even, and that's fine. We're just gonna try to get the vibe just about right. I do keep my measuring tape. I use my flexible measuring tape right here. I do use it and keep it by my side so that I can keep the like the measurements like approximately correct. So, and the you know how I said like I had like a bunch of markers to tell me where to put the tab. Um, this will also tell me where to change, which side to change my yarn on when I change colors. I meant to mention more pros to the tab. So not only does it help it bend, but it also helps it settle really nicely on the pubis. So the pubis is basically where you have pubic hair. That's not why it's called the pubis, but it that's just effectively the area um, um, is right um, is like that. So yeah, but what was the thing? It helps it sit more flat. It, even though it's very small, like this tab is very small relative to the rest of the packer. It does this like really amazing counterbalance to the rest of the piece, and it just like makes it fit better. So it's a really important piece to make sure you add. It takes probably 30 seconds, maybe less, to do this tab. It's literally a row, 2 rows of 7 across, double crochets. 1 row, 1 row. That's it. Super easy. So don't forget that. Now, the instructions do give you instructions on how to make it look cut or uncut. I give people the option, but I've only ever had one person request uncut. My default is to go to cut. So just in case you're wondering, um, I don't know if I'm in this dancing mood. I think I might be in my like classic Fall Out Boy radio. I listen to this so much, it's dumb. Like Fall Out Boy should be paying me royalties. You know what I'm shocked about? No one has talked about my hair. Like, I literally dyed it yesterday, and not one person has talked about my hair. And not that, like, I haven't had yellow hair before. Like, you all know that I'll go buck wild with my hair. That's fine. But, like, no one's commented on it. Like, it's not it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. But, like, no one talked about it. It's just interesting because usually people be like, "Oh, your hair," or something, but nothing. I'm gonna post a video more about this, but look what I found. Or I bought it. I didn't find it. I mean, I found it on my doorstep. The Crochet Stitch Dictionary. It has 200 stitches in here. I am prepared to have so much fun with that. Okay, okay. So I'm just gonna keep going until I get to 1 2 3. So here's something I've noticed, and I don't know, one, why I do this, or two, if it's wrong, because I've been told that, like, so when you crochet, unless otherwise stated, you're actually crocheting on the back of the piece, and what's facing out is the front of the piece. Um, so you should, like, flip your work inside out and stuff like that. So I've been told that, but whenever I see a lot of amigurumi work, they're always working on the outside, and they're going, they're working on the outside, and they're like boop 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 boop. I don't do that. I crochet from the inside, and I just did it automatically, and, like, I've never had any problem with it. There's nothing, I don't think, wrong with it, but, like, am I the only person who does this? Am I a freak of nature? Can someone tell me? Do you know what I mean? Like I'm crocheting the back of this, even though it's like an open hole. I'm crocheting the back. Okay, so I'm gonna measure this right now. There's like a little, like, fuzz that's bothering me. I'm not good at sewing in ends. I'm never gonna be good. So stop putting that pressure on me. And, like, cotton just, like, frays so bad. It's like, hey, I'm an end. I'm out. I'm here. Let's see. Okay, I need measuring tape. And so I'm gonna be measuring from the white. It is not quite there yet. I think I need 2 more rows. This is one of my favorite Panic at the Disco songs of recent dates, because I have, like, way more songs that I like than this. But this last album, I feel like I really hated it when it came out. I was like, it's so poppy, like, but, like, um, but this album actually really grew on me. Um, and it's called Pray for the Wicked. And the song is called One of the Drunks, and it's actually really good. Um, I misjudged it at first, and I want to apologize to Brendan Urie personally. So now, one thing you want to definitely make sure, you always want to make sure that you're not adding or losing stitches when you're crocheting, no matter what you're crocheting, that you're not supposed to, right? But this is really important when you're working in the round to make sure that your stitches are not increasing, that you have a straight shaft, because if you're increasing stitches, it's going to be very noticeable because it's going to go like this. And once you try to make it cylindrical, it's going to be very odd shaped. Maybe shaped like a bell. So we don't want that. So just count your stitches every once in a while. Make sure it looks straight. Also, you have to do some shaping around here because it wants to be kind of like this shaped, and you want it to be more like round. So it wants to be like this shaped, and you want it to be more round. So you have to kind of like pinch and play with it around the hinge point. I don't think I have my open polyfill in here. So I'm not gonna fill it just yet, but normally I would fill it by this point because you want to be able to get into all of the corners and crevices with the polyfill. Because this is a medium filling, I, I just keep enough polyfill in there to kind of keep it a little bouncy, but that's it. I don't fill it up really full. Um, but um, if it's light, I do like just barely like a light layer inside. And if it's heavy, I pack it like I'm packing the shaft, which is quite dense. I won't pack it that full, but it'll be pretty dense. Okay, so okay, so I'm about at the end of that. Let me double check. So it is, yep, just perfect. Um, so I'm going to go ahead and prep for the next color. I'm not gonna cut it yet because I'm gonna leave it like this, and I'm just gonna keep. I'm gonna do something weird, which I don't know why I'm doing this, but I'm very protective of this hook, as you all know. So I'm gonna just close it in there like that. That'll be that. So we've been over here for about 2.5 hours. Thank you very much for hanging out with me. I appreciate it. Um, I might post a pre-recorded video just to get y'all hyped about some things coming up. Anyways, I'll talk to you later. I love you very much.